As someone who grew up around the best possible time, cartoons were in their bag. Cartoon Network, Disney, and Nickelodeon, the holy trinity of every kid's childhood. Well, not this current one. They're just done for. During this time, 2004 to 2019 had the best run of cartoons, from Codename Kids Next Door to Teen Titans to Ben 10, and later with Adventure Time and Regular Show, peak animation for Western cartoons. And I have the privilege of being in this era to experience both sides. Now, with the 2020s, there's some exceptions like Amphibia and the Owl House, which are generally amazing cartoons that, were a little mistreated, if you do know, actually. But when looking up some of the shows for this video, I had no idea Total Drama and Chowder were made in 2007. I thought those were brand new shows when I was watching them. Back then, the cartoons were generally entertaining enough where they didn't need any type of storytelling, just brain-rotted humor. I think maybe one of the key factors for those shows being so good is because it didn't feel too forced and they had constant new ideas coming in. Chowder, Johnny Test, and Flapjack were just dumb kids doing activities. My gym partner's a monkey. Do you remember that? That was truly a hilarious show. Okay, I know I've been mentioning straight Cartoon Network shows just for a little bit, but to be fair, there were strictly only cartoons on that channel until Disney and Nickelodeon also had their hits. Jake Long, the American Dragon, Kick Buttowski, Randy Cunningham. They even took Pokemon from Cartoon Network. Yeah, they had their hits. Fish Hooks was fire. I said there was a lot of cartoons that were good in this era, and I truly mean it. Like I said earlier, a lot of these shows were so good, storytelling wasn't even a necessary fact for them to be entertaining. But for the shows that were generally just for jokes, over the time they even evolved to have a narrative to them. From shows like Adventure Time, Steven Universe, OKKO, Craig of the Creek, Regular Show, Gravity Falls, and Star vs. the Forces of Evil. That show itself was deep in lore. Everyone was buying journals from Gravity Falls, collecting them, deciphering everything about Bill and Stan, and I was over there in my chair, going through the book of Star vs. Forces of Evil, even at home, comfortable in my room, looking at the current and past queens of this land. And not to mention, we can't forget Ben 10. That is truly peak. I'm not even oh my god. Each series of Ben 10 was just goated. This era of cartoons, what I would like to call peak cartoons. Ah, yes. Also the best time because your favorite show could be canceled just for not selling enough toys.
I will forever hate them for what they did to you.
This decade of cartoons was elite. I can't really remember much that's bad. Oh, well, never freaking mind. I hate this with passion. Who the hell took their sweet time to turn on their TV and watch 11 excruciating minutes of Uncle Grandpa? I would put on Teen Titans Go before that. I can't even watch Steven Universe crossover with Uncle Grandpa because I hate that guy so much. I know that people run with the narrative of Teen Titans Go is bad, but I'm going to be genuinely honest. If you actually sit down and watch a few episodes, it's pretty funny. I'm not ashamed to admit that I didn't like Adventure Time when it first started airing, but when I saw the hype around the final conclusion of this series, I even sat down to watch the last parts, and I almost cried. I was teary-eyed. I am not afraid to admit that. Even I, a person that didn't get the full experience of Adventure Time, was teary-eyed, and that's because writers was in their bag. Pendleton Ward is him. And not just Pendleton Ward, Rebecca Sugar, and J.G. Quintel. And apparently they're coming back for a group project with the writers of Over the Garden Wall and Ian Jones Cordy. Oh my god, I can't wait for that. I watched Over the Garden Wall pretty lately during quarantine. The Amazing World of Gumball is my second favorite cartoon. We all know Gumball for its chaotic and weird episodes, which even makes more sense with the spinoff being titled The Wonderfully Weird World of Gumball. This is one of the most episodic shows you could watch until the introduction of the Void. And this was a key plot point for some episodes, and possibly, like, you will say these are some of the best episodes. And the Void will be sprinkled in every now and then throughout the series until we get the cancellation of Gumball. Like I said, everything was just getting canceled. Even now, cancellation's a pretty big thing. But for shows like this, Gumball was a popular show. I truly don't know why it got canceled. Thankfully, with its revival, we have been promised more of the Void. This time was just special. Laughs were made, secrets were revealed, and freaking celebrities were even getting in the mix of these cartoons. Charles Barkley was in We Bare Bears. Tyler the Creator was in Regular Show. Childish Gambino was in Adventure Time. Nicki Minaj was the voice of Suga Light, even for one episode, because they didn't have the bucks to keep doing that. With the high, pretty good moments of this era, and the 2000s itself, there has to be a downfall. Cartoons started happening to get trash revivals, and slot-filled shows were just being given out like school lunch after Michelle Obama. And then we started getting Teen Titans Go, which, like I said, is actually pretty good, but at the time I was a true hater of this show. The Ben 10 reboot. They canceled 2011 Thundercats for this? Yo, I was heated. But even out of the pile of slop, there were some gems that stuck out. Infinity Train, Amphibia, The Owl House, and Craig of the Creek was still running. Infinity Train was nothing like I've seen before. Not just because of a storytelling point, but I've never seen an anthology series until this one. Amphibia and Owl House were arguably some of the best cartoons to ever touch Disney. Maybe the fan base turned you away from the show, but I promise you it's gas. Which is why I hope Knights of Guinevere continues. If you've watched my Craig of the Creek video, it's crystal clear that I'm a diehard fan of that show, especially since it was carrying Cartoon Network. In the current state, cartoons just aren't that good anymore. Sure, you got good adult animation, it's doing solid, but the regular cartoons we would watch as children just aren't a thing anymore. It was the best around the late 2000s and all of the 2010s, when you could go to YouTube and just see videos dedicated to these shows. Roundtable was my go-to for everything. Even when you could get blessed with a new cartoon, they cancel it after one season. Now it's especially hard to find cartoons you loved back then because you're getting swiped off the market. HBO Max cleared their whole catalog. You have to go to Hulu to even watch some of their stuff, which is really odd. Even some shows you have to sail the 7 seas for. Some things just gotta end. But not this. This was peak. Bring it back. Even we're getting good revivals, even among the trash revivals. We're getting good revivals. Phineas Ferb came back. Adventure Time's coming back with Fiona and Cake, and even another spinoff. And, I believe that we'll return to the peak. We'll get there. It might be slow, but, that energy we had, that entertainment we had back then, I'm sure we'll have to come back to it sometime. Peace!